Today it's car repair day, and before I can do that, I need to go to the post office and drop a letter off because one of my insurance companies hasn't discovered electronic transfer yet, and I have to actually mail a check to them every year. Fortunately, the post office is right across the street if I don't get run over out on 411. It's a little rainy today. Look both ways before you cross the street. And here. There's my shop across the street. Very rainy, dreary day today, but I like those because it's not hot. Check both ways and run as fast as you can. Back over to the shop. Here's my office. Today we have a car to work on. The brake pedal got soft, means it's either the master cylinder or a leaking wheel cylinder. Well, the first thing we have to do is get the doors open and get the car in here. Safety first. Fuck you. They're gloves. Let's wear them. This keeps dirt from under your fingernails. I like green ones. Don't really know why, but I like green ones. Here's the master cylinder right here. Doesn't seem to be low on fluid. Still got fluid, so if it's a leak, it ain't much of a leak. But more likely it's a wheel cylinder on the rear. Those seem to be the most fragile on these cars. Next order of business is to get the wheels off to a visual inspection. Isn't leaking down here. As you can see, it's completely dry, so this side is not a problem. So what do? We put it back together. There. And then we do the same on the next side. The proportioning valve's on the other side of the car, and we'll take a look at that in a minute too. You don't want that real tight. You want that in there. Turns freely. This is the proportioning valve, and it is obviously not leaking. They can leak, but they're pretty rare. 90% of the time, it's the rear wheel cylinders. Now, we'll check the other wheel. Outer inspection looks dry, so let's take a closer look at this. If this is dry, then it's time to pull the master cylinder, which isn't a lot of fun. Sometimes you have to manually release the adjuster right here. There. This one here shouldn't be wet. If you noticed on the left, it's wet, and there's that spring is damp where it's been leaking, but this is the culprit. What we're gonna do is we're gonna change a wheel cylinder. First thing we need to do is get the hardware out of the way. Your fingers, you pull these springs off. There you go, they snap on them over these springs right here. We just slide them down a little bit out of the way. Pop it out of there, move it out of the way. And there you go, the old wheel cylinder. Hence the new wheel cylinder. Punch it through the hole. Thread them in by hand, don't ever force them. A little bit. That's when we bleed the air out of it. That part's done. Next thing we're gonna do is put our brake hardware back. There. There. One down. There. It is like pouring out there. Now we've got to get all the air out of the system. Air is compressible, hydraulic fluid is not. Pushing on that hydraulic fluid and there's air in there, you're gonna get give and your pedal's gonna feel all spongy. First thing we're gonna do, take the cap off here. Snug, because you're gonna have pressure on it. Attach it here. You got 5 or 10 PSI. That's done. And then we'll go around and bleed the brakes. Take the little rubber cap off and save it because you'll need it. Put my bleeding hose on it. Tighten that booger up. Put our little tab back on there. Test it and drive it and see if it's fixed it. We got to take it off now that we're done with it. Release the pressure just like a garden sprayer. Take that loose. See, it comes right back off. Careful not to cross thread things. And down. Have to worry. Time to do us a little test drive. Brakes feel good.